Thank Hashem, we're able to learn every day. It's for learning. So basically, the immediately should be well. Okay, we're in two places. We're in Ayin Zion and Ayin Zion and Face. I'll read again from Ella Amar Rabba, which is the last words of Ayin Zion and What happened was we have a Mishnah that says certain people, we force them to divorce their wife because of the situation that they're in, that the man is in. For example, mukashchin, he has boils or polypus, polyps of some sort. Anyway, then we have a statement from Shmuel, which is really Rabbi Yehuda Amar Ravasi. Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel that only who do we force to get divorced? Only people that are forbidden to be married. What is that excluding? That was excluding a woman that was married, a couple that was married for 10 years and didn't have children. We do not force them to get divorced. However, Rab Tachlifa Barabimi, in the name of Shmuel, says we do force them to get divorced. They didn't have children for 10 years. What does it mean they force them to get divorced? Because he's obligated to have children. And he has a mitzvah to procreate. And obviously, there's a problem with this. This couple, they're not able to, so he should marry someone else. Now, he could marry a second wife and have children from her. He doesn't have to divorce her, but whatever, maybe some financial reasons, he's not going to marry a second wife. So what is? So we give it 10. We give it 10 years. What's the assumption? 10 years is the. Yeah, from what's under there. Yeah, how did that work? How was that from? It's a good question. So, what happens now? I don't know the answer. So you'll see. Right. So, question is, why does the Mishnah not state the prohibited marriages that we also force to get divorced? Well, the Mishnah is not talking about Daraisis. It's only talking about rabbinic reasons to get divorced. If it's talking about rabbinic reasons to get divorced, then why didn't it say the 10 years that they didn't have children? Can't be. It's just a mitzvah, and the rabbi settled them when we think that's time. Well, according to Rav Asi, the first opinion of Shmuel, Rabbi Yehuda Shmuel, there we say that they don't have to get divorced. Okay, perfect. But according to Rav Tachlis Baravimi, why don't they have to? Why doesn't the Mishnah list it? Well, Rav Nachman tells us because they don't beat them to get divorced. They just convince them to get divorced. Yes, look, it's not happening. Well, Rav Abba says, but you don't fix a problem just with speaking. The servant isn't going to change by just speaking. Probably means he has to be disciplined in other ways. So we're holding Elam Rabba Hava B'Shaiti. No, we're actually hitting them with rods, with sticks, that's them to get divorced. Well, Hasam in the Mishnah, Ki Amra Havina Ba'dei Shavkinala. If she says in the Mishnah where he had some sort of illness, so we say if she says I'm willing to accept it, so we allow them to stay together. But Hacha over here by a woman that didn't have children for 10 years, even if she says I want to stay together, we don't let them stay together. We force them to get divorced. Well, what about the man that has boils? Even if they stay together, if she says she's willing to stay together, we don't let them stay together. Well, that was one of the things that was taught. Is we're asking which cases the Mishnah spoke about. And one of them was a case where they forced them to get divorced, even if she's willing to stay together, which was not the way we were explaining this difference between what was listed in the Mishnah and what wasn't listed in the Mishnah. Well, the Gemara says Hassam over there by the Mukashchen, by the man with boils, where they have to get divorced, even though it says in the Mishnah. And we were thinking that what it says in the Mishnah, she could accept on herself, and they don't have to get divorced. Well, over there they do. But Ki Amra Dayarna Bahadei Besadi. If she says, I'm going to live together with him, but there's going to be witnesses that we won't be together. What was the problem with Mukashchen? Apparently, his skin starts to come off. And we didn't want them to stay together because it's not good for him. They have relations, the skin's going to come off. You know? So we don't want them to be together. If she says we'll be together, we'll live together, so I'm going to stay with him as husband and wife, but there's going to be witnesses there that they don't have relation. Someone else will move into the one-bedroom house. So it won't be yichud or something. If that's the case, it's not an issue of yichud. Shavkinala, we let them stay together. Hacha, but by the case of where she doesn't have children, if we don't want them to get separated, it doesn't help to have witnesses. We still don't let them stay together. So, in conclusion, the Mishnah was listing cases where there is potential for them to stay together if these arrangements are set properly, and we did not list cases where they have to actually get divorced. What about eunuch? We said that there was a difference between if it was done by man or born like that. If he was born like that, then he can get married. Right? It's just common as well. Yeah. Only if he had a procedure. Right. Yeah, that's only after he was born. That's the problem. Tanya, start in a brisa. Amra Biesi. Zachli Zakin Echad Me'anshi Yerushalayim. Biesi says, which is Biesi? It's Biesi Ben Chalata, I guess. Student of Rabbi Akiva. He says, an elder of people of Yerushalayim told me, Esrim Rabba Mukishchenim. There's 24 types of Mukishchen, which is oils. Maybe it's like leprosy or something. But Kulan Amru Chachamim, and about them the sages said, Tashmish Kashala, that they should not have relations. So not in the doctor's allowed list. Bali Rasan, that's another type of Mukashchen, but over here it comes with a some sort of insect in the brain. What would that be? What would we call that? The doctor is on yeah. Do they have a name for it over there? Bali Rasan. No, it's what did they say? What did they say? Okay. Okay. Well, Kashim Mikulim, that's the worst of all of the Mukashchins. My hobby, how does this come? Oh, parasites. They say maybe parasites. Okay. Tanya was taught in the Bryce, Ekas Dam Bashimish, Havali Banam Batikin, Visikin. Means the opposite of what you would think it means. If someone did bloodletting and then he has relations, well, his children are going to come out weak. I would think Batikin, like, it turns out it means weak. Strange, no? Ikizu Shneim. Let's say they both did bloodletting. This is only if the first one was a man did bloodletting. They both did bloodletting. V'shimshu havali banim bali rasim. They're not only weak, they're going to have this illness of rust on the children. Amrav Papa, the Papa says that's only if they didn't eat anything in between the bloodletting and regulations. I will tell me lesson, but if they had a meal in between, then it's not a problem. My simani, what does it look like? What's the signs of this disease? Well, dalfanene, the eyes are dripping with water, tears. The diving the nose runs. He has a drool coming from his mouth. Ramu did and the flies are going on him. Say tuberculosis. Okay. An insect in the brain. He says it's a parasite. Yeah. Okay. Really? Okay. So, what is the remedy? Maya sute. What is the remedy for this disease? Amarabaya. Baya says pila. You have to take some grass. The ludna. Yes, you have to take ludna, ladanium, and girda the geisa. You have to take shavings of a nut, a walnut. The girda the ashkefa. I'm reading it the way the Aruch says on the side, which I think is what Rashi is saying. Rashi actually says the ashba, but he says the shavings of the skin, of the hide. There's a lot of ingredients here. Grass and ludna. Ludna is a type of herb as well. And shavings of the nut and shaving of the hides with klil malka. Rashi says chavatzelas. Chavatzelas is like a rose, right? Oh. Oh. Okay. Klil sounds like a type of flower. Metachla the dikla sumka. Metachla is what protects the fruits. I think it's called calyx. It protects the fruits when they're very small. Sometimes like when it's growing a little husk on the coconut trees. It's long tube sort of that pulls up. I think it's called a calyx. And then, so you take that piece of, not of a coconut, but of probably a date palm, sumka, a red one. Of a shalaklu, you boil it up, adi all together. My little base of the shisha, you bring the person into a house of marble, White House. The Eli ikabesa the shisha, my little base the shev livni varicha. If not, then you bring him into a house of 7 bricks plus a half a brick. And vinatale plasme akasi al resha. You take this potion and you pour 300 cups of it onto his head. Adarafia arisa the maicha, until the skull gets soft. And bakara the maicha, you open up the brain, you open up the head. Okay, now you need, very delicate, you need the brain surgery. You need 4 leaves of a willow tree. A willow is a hadath, myrtle leaves, not a willow, myrtle leaves. Madli kol chad kara u'meisiv chad. You lift up one leg and you put it down, I guess, and you put it on the leaf. And as you're taking it from being attached to the brain. You shackle b'tzapsa, and then you take it with a tweezer. And then you have to burn it. We're talking about removing the insect from the brain. The Eli, if you don't burn it, it's going to make its way back in. Machas Rabbi Yechanan called out. He said, you should be careful from the flies of the Bali Rasan. They could carry the germ around. Reb Zera wouldn't sit in the wind. where it was next to the Bali Ras, and the wind would blow the disease. Rabbi Lazar Ayal Bali. Rabbi Lazar wouldn't go into the same tent, 6 feet. Rabbi Ami and Rabasi would not eat from an egg that was coming from that alleyway, from someone that had Ras in it. Well, Rabbi Shua ben Levi Michrach Buvasik Patera. Rabbi Shua ben Levi didn't care about any of this. He would Michrach, it sounds like a sandwich. He would connect to them, and he would study with them Torah. Amar Ayelas Ahav Ayelas Chain. Remember this? Ayelas Ahav. It's a beloved hind. It's a type of deer, right? The Yalas Chain, and it's a yala of gracefulness. Yala is also a deer. So, if it gives grace unto it, to those that study it, so it's not going to protect. Of course, it does even more than it even gives grace, like polishes up. When Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi was passing away, he told the Malach HaMavis, go do for Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi whatever he wants. You're going to see what's going to happen over here. He's going to make the offer. Yeah, see how he wants to die. Azil, it's like the Malach HaMavis goes to Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. It appears to him. He says, before I go, I want to see where I'm headed to. Show me what my place is going to be in Gan Eden. That's okay. Let me hold your knife. I'm afraid you're going to scare me. Along the way. I don't want to be scared. I don't want you to threaten me. So let me hold your knife. He gives him his knife. Okay. When he reaches Gan Eden, Dahlia, he lifts him up. I guess you have to see over the wall. So Kamachvile, and he shows him what it looks like. I'm not pronouncing the next word. Shavar, Shiver, Nafalugisa. He jumped and he fell on the other side of the wall. He landed on the other side of the wall. He's inside. He jumped in alive. So, yeah, that's right. Nakte Bekarna de Glima. Malach HaMavis grabs the corner of his jacket, of his clothing. Amalei b'shvosa d'le'asina. He says, I swear I'm not coming back. Now he's stuck. He was wanting to break this man. So he's holding the knife. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't want to cut his clothing. Maybe they only give you one. Maybe they only give you one pair. Amar Kutchabrichu, the Eberster says, Hashem says, Yitzhal Shvasa Nahader. Let's take a look. We have to go through his files. See if he ever annulled a vow. If he ever annulled a vow in his life, then we can annul this one also. But if he never annulled a vow, then we don't want him to start right now. So Amalei Habli Sakinai says, at least give me back my knife. Lika Yavle. He doesn't want to give it back. Nafka Baskal of Amalei Havnale. Mitla Brisa. The Baskal comes out. Loudspeaker. Says, give it back. He needs it for the creations. I guess people still have to die. Machuz Elio, Kame Elio calls out, he's in Gan Eden alive. Panamakal and Bar Levi, Panamakal and Bar Levi. Make room, make room for the son of Levi, Bar Levi. Also, Ashkechel Rabbi Shimon Ben Yochai. I guess he's going around Gan Eden, he finds Rabbi Shimon Ben Yochai. Rabbi Yosef al Klasese, Taktiki Pisa, sitting on Klasese, 13 thrones of gold. Pisa means gold. Is that correct? Yeah. Amalei Atu Bar Levi. He says, he asked him a question. He says, are you Bar Levi? Amalei Hain. He says, yes, that's me. Nearest Keshes Biamecha. Was there ever a rainbow during your lifetime? Amalei Hain. He says, yes, there was. He says, "Im kain yata bar levai." Then, if so, you're not the right one. You're not bar levai, because the rainbow is a sign that Hashem wanted to destroy the world, but He made an oath that He won't. So that means that the people in the generation were wicked. He would have destroyed the world if not for the rainbow. But if there's a tzaddik in the generation, then Hashem wouldn't have wanted to destroy the world, so there wouldn't have been a rainbow. But it turns out a rainbow is like a negative sign. So, v'loihi. Turns out it's not really so the way he said it. There was never a rainbow. But he didn't want to make himself pride himself. There was never a rainbow during his lifetime, so he said that there was. The lie. And he could have given back the sword. They could have taken him back, right? Not the sword. They could have said that. Well, one time, maybe this was afterwards. Okay.
How can you lie in the world of truth?
Yeah. I don't know. Anyone else want to try? Take a shot at that? Actually, lying about the truth. Okay. Rab Chanina Bar Papa Sheshvina Hava. Interesting. Rab Chanina Bar Papa is a friend of the Malach HaMavas. Okay. Is it the friend of the Malach HaMavas or a friend of Rabbi Shua ben Levi? Friend of the angel. Yeah, I see Rashi says a friend of the Malach HaMavas. I wonder if you're compelled to learn like that, or you can just say it's a friend of Rabbi Shua ben Levi. Maybe the generations don't match. Well, also they tell the Malach HaMavas, go do what he wants. Go do whatever his will is, how he wants to die. Also look up. So he comes to him. This Chazilai pierced him. He says, I'm actually not ready. Come back in 30 days. I want to do Chazara over all my studies. Why does he want to do that? To Amri, because they say, it's really good to come to the lucky is the one, or happy is the one that comes to the world to come, and he has his Talmud, his studies in his hand. You have to review it. Shavke, he leaves him. After 30 days, he comes back. He says, show me where I'm going to go. Show me where I'm headed. He says, okay. He says, give me your knife, because I don't want you to scare me while we're going. Does he want to do what your friend did? That's why I would have thought. Shishvini means it's his friend of Rabbi Shua ben Levi. I see Sefer Torah. He says, I deserve to go into Gan Eden alive, because there's nothing in the Sefer Torah that I didn't fulfill. Bring a Sefer Torah, look through it, you'll see I did everything. You think you like Rabbi Shua ben Levi? Did you study Torah with the people that are ill with this contagious disease? Bali Rasan, people of that kind of Rasan. But nevertheless, even though he didn't do that, but nevertheless, he was still so great that when he passed away, it was a pillar of fire that separated him from everyone else. No, this is Rabbi Chanina Bar Papa. Yeah. Remember we had this before, Ifsek Le'amuda? Who was that? Shmuel Bar Shelas or something? Una. It was Rav Shmuel Bar Rav Yitzchak. Shmuel bar Rabbi Yitzchak we had before. He also had a Kesha Talmud with the Nur in the Deva Kuli Alma. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's good to know. A lot of times the doctors like to do these extra tests. I said, but what are you going to do? So you find out the information that's going to happen. Yeah, it's good to know. There's usually an economic explanation. Also. Okay, what was the economic explanation? Yeah, I don't know. So, so he says, so there's this pillar of fire. Exactly what the Gemara said before. We know that this type of occurrence only happens to one or two people in a generation. It's not for a regular person. This fire separates everyone else from the burial, from the coffin. Karav Lagabe Rab Alexandri. Alexandri wants to start the help to bury him, so he comes close. Amra Sebeshvil Kveit Chachamim should allow me to get close. So for the honor of the sages, Vayashka, the pillar of fire is still there. Sebeshvil Kveit Avicha, for the honor of your father. Who's his father? Papa, I guess. Vayashka, it doesn't move. Sebeshvil Kveit Atzmacha. But for yourself, that to be allowed to be buried, Istalach, the pillar fire went away and they were able to bury him. Amar Abaya explains, this is coming to, actually the Rashal takes it out. It's coming to separate him from the people that didn't fulfill the Torah. What was this? It was like a machitza. I wonder what it means. In parentheses. It's a parenthesis here. Does it mean that he didn't fulfill anything, not even one mitzvah, and it's coming to separate him, or it's coming to separate him from someone that fulfilled everything but one? Like Kiyamafila even didn't fulfill one, and someone that wasn't 100% perfect. Okay. That's what Rashi learns. Yeah. If I learn it the other way, then it would be very okay. Amalei Ravada Bar Masna. Ravada Bar Masna says, "Lapukim imar d'leyesli Michael Egri." Oh wow. Ravada Bar Masna takes a just like a jeer at Abaya. Apparently, Abaya had a roof that didn't have a fence. So when he's saying that he's coming to separate, I don't know about Masna there. But Rav Masna is a friend of Shmuel, friend student of Shmuel. And Ravada Bar Masna, maybe it's the same. And it would be his son. Yeah. Master is younger than Shmuel. To put him like on a level below, it's like the generation. Rabbi is a little bit below Rabbi. Right? So this would be in Rabbi's generation. Still before Abaya. He's older than Abaya. Anyway, he tells to Abaya, he says, no, he's actually coming to separate him from the people that don't have fences on the roof. The Gemara says, well, 1 second. Miyahav, he actually had a fence. Vishaitu the Shadizika, but it got knocked off by the wind. Okay. Amrav Chanina Mepema Ein Bali Rasim Bebubble. Why is there no Bali Rasim Bubble? It said they Sheikh one Tarden. That's they eat. Tarden are beets. Like Rosh Hashanah. They eat. you say a bracha when you put up the fence? I think so. Yeah, because it's a mitzvah to put a fence up. Last it's Maka. Could be. I have a good shaila for you now. Yeah, that's the but that could be because you took it down knowing temporarily that we have to put it back up. Yes, inshallah, you have to rebuild it. I don't know. What's the protection of the Bali Rasan? It's the Sheikh and Tardan. Yeah, I don't think you would make it later. Yeah, the prophets are supposed to make it before the next one. I don't know if you would still make the bracha. Yeah, this one. B'sheis and Seicha shel Hizmi, and they drink beer of Hizmi. What is Hizmi? Kishas is hops, maybe. What do they say? Hops. Oh, they say hops over there? Hops. Okay, good. They drink beer. I'm Rabbi Yechon, how come there's no lepers in Bavel? They Sheikhlin Tardan, Rishayim Sheikha Raisim B'mei Pras. Because they eat beets. Now I think that the Tardan are the beet leaves. The beet greens. I think I'm silky in this Tardan. I think one is the red beets, the tuber. What does it say? Tardan, they kind of refer to beets, which are generally called silk in the Talmud. This meant the leaves, the taste is similar to that of spinach. Now it's also this bird's food. Okay. It is not explaining why sometimes it's called silky and sometimes it's called tardan. Okay. And they also drink beer, Brestim Meipras, and they bathe in the Euphrates River, and that's gonna protect them. Okay, let's start. Let's start the Mekarik. We change discussions over here. Now we're going to be talking about Nichsi Malug. The concept, familiar with Nichsi Malug? We discussed it before. It's about a woman has property that she's bringing into the marriage. The husband is allowed to use the income from that property. If it's actual fruits, then it would be, he can take the fruits. If it's other things, whatever it gives up, he can get whatever produce, whatever it takes. So it belongs to her, but he has benefits from it. So they're in a way, they're sort of like partners. Now the question is, if she tries to sell it without the partners, he has some sort of usage of it. He has some ownership of it. So when is she allowed? When is the sale a good sale? And when can she not sell it? So Isha Shenafla Nechasim, woman that has her own money, she has her own properties. Actually, Tesaris, and she received it before the betrothal. Well, of course, before the betrothal, she's allowed to sell whatever she wants. But let's say after the betrothal, she got it before, and now she's already betrothed. And if Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel will agree that she's allowed to sell it, and the sale is good. She's not married yet. Okay. Nafla Mishinasar, so that she received it later. She received it only after the betrothal. Well, Beis Shammai says, well, not married yet. She can still sell it. Still says you can't sell it. However, they agree that the sale is going to be valid. Beis Shammai, for sure it's valid. You're even allowed to sell it. We're talking about her selling it without his consent. But Beis Hillel says you shouldn't sell it. But if you did sell it, then it's sold, or if she gave it. Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, Rabbi Gamliel. The Chachamim said in front of Rabbi Gamliel, if he's betrothed, that means he just acquired this wife. He acquired the wife. He can't acquire the things that she comes with. How would they allow to sell it? We're going to see in the Gemara that it's not so clear if Rabbi Gamliel, if what the people meant was to ask why, according to Beis Shammai, are you allowed to sell a chatchila? Or if they meant to ask, why, according to Beis Hillel, is it sold b'di'evet? That was the question on the lechatchila of Beis Shammai, or was the question on the b'di'evet of Beis Hillel? It's not right now. It's not clear. The Gemara is going to ask that. Amalam. So he responded to them, Al Chadashim Anabayshim. We're ashamed that she's not allowed to sell after the marriage. On the new, after she's married, that she can't sell it. Now you're also rolling onto us the older ones, which means even before the marriage, telling us now that she can't sell it even before. Okay. Enough. In other words, Boisha means a shame. Boisha means a shame, but it means that we ended up paskening something that we really didn't want to pasken, and now you're pushing it even further. That's what it sounds like. Naflu la mishanisses. Let's say she received it after the marriage, and this already for sure she can't sell it. Not only can't she sell it, but if she did sell it, the husband has such rights to it now. It came after the marriage, after she's already married. It's sort of like they're going to split it, like almost. Even though she inherits it from her own side, but the husband feels that it's coming to her because they're married. It's like they're one unit now. So she can't sell it, and even if she does sell, the husband can take it away from the purchaser. I think we have to stop over here. Yeah, let's stop over here. I think that's last. Okay. Sunday, Slichas is at 7. I assume because Shabbos day. Yeah. So it's an hour instead of an hour. So let's say Slichas is at 7. So you want to learn at 6 or 5:30?
Would be fine.
Yeah. You want to do 5:30 on Sunday? 5:30. 5:30. Okay. 5:30. 5:30. 5:30 Sunday. So tell her Moshe. Okay. Have a good Shabbos, everyone.